Here we have a short game between Olesia and Robin. All Josekis so far, yes, all makes sense. At this point, I think that Black can consider, instead of playing a calm move, Black can consider pushing down, even though White has a supporting stone, because Black also has supporting stones from the other sides, and the fight might be risky for White. Though, well, maybe White will anyway go for it, so yeah, it would be a complicated variation. But Black played from above, and then White extended. Then we saw the same Joseki in the other corner, and here it's often the case that Hane is a better move if we have a stone at A or at B, a helping stone. If we didn't have that stone, White could maybe start a fight. No, White cannot start a fight. It would be unreasonable for White to start a fight now. Or even if not start the fight, if White pushes, well, I think if White just pushes, it's good for Black to be on the fourth line, but there would be a weakness left. But now this stone at D10, the stone at B, is very well placed. It helps perfectly Black's shape, so Black can be satisfied with this result. It's a few points better, like not a few points better. Really, the territory is a few points bigger. Of course, there are more weaknesses in that territory, but still, it should be a little bit. It might be a slightly better than extending. This is not a mistake. Maybe on the other side, it would be a bit risky because then maybe Black can start a fight. We would need to read a bit and try to understand who the final result is good for. Not an easy task. So in the game, eventually Black did go up to the fourth line, but only after the next move. It's also fine. Then White plays a very natural move, which is a jump. Building a beautiful box. Up to now, it was all Josekis and all natural moves. But the next move, I don't like too much. It's too passive. It's not reducing White's area strongly enough. Black can go deeper for sure. For example, here. It's not a problem. It's possible to go deeper. And if White goes here, then well, we flattened White much more. We can also play around here. But if like this, then well, it doesn't put much pressure. And if White does answer, then White's area will be still very big. White attaches. This is an unusual move, so usually we would either see this one or a jump, which also makes sense. It has a good continuation against the other stone. Yeah, but the bump, well, Black can simply answer with a descent. Even though White can disconnect Black stones, it looks to me quite risky for White. I think that White risks more than Black. But it's a fight. In fact, it's possible. It's possible to fight like this. But looks a little bit like White only created the trouble for herself. Black bumped back, and then White answered, but maybe it's not necessary. Maybe we can play here, and even if Black cuts, is it a big problem? White answered, then Black plays this beautifully looking move, but White simply continues, and Black cannot connect the stones. But at the end of the day, these two stones are not very big. Black can just ignore them. Black can play here, or continue the plan of reducing white's potential on the bottom, later go back here, or maybe even play somewhere else. This is a tricky move. Some players have an instinct to answer like this, but then it might finish very bad for white. Maybe this cut better. So yeah, we don't need to now save these stones, but black continues playing from them. And this is only creating a burden for oneself. White can continue like this and this. And white will naturally get a lot of points on the bottom, and also maybe white will be in time to destroy black's shape on the side. And what does black gain for all of it? What is the compensation? White played this, which tried to be an even better move than the other one, because it still threatens the cut. But black answered in such an ambitious way. And then, well, it's not clear whether white can go out. White might try. White can play just this squeeze. In fact, it might be acceptable, even though we lose a lot of points. Uh, we give black a lot of territory, but do we have other options? Does this work? It doesn't really look like working. This loose ladder doesn't work. So instead, what can we do? We can play like this, but this is also not a good idea because we have too few liberties ourselves on the right side. So it seems that cutting black is not possible. Similar, also not working. Yeah. So white cut, black played here. And then white tries to fight against black stones on the side. But it looks all very shaky. Maybe black can just play here and live with the group. Why not? The group should be alive, shouldn't it? Black played this one, which doesn't give life yet, but maybe we have enough liberties. But then white continued with this very sharp move. And black answered like this, but then the group was in a deep trouble. It's better to answer here. Then it might look the same, but now the liberty is from the outside and not from the inside. If white plays here, black simply connects and kills white's group. Or maybe first plays this one to also not let white connect. Yeah. So this is good for black. And if white plays here, then of course black simply lives. So this is very good for black. But black played this one, and now white doesn't need to play here. White can play here. And black's group has a big problem. What to play? You can think all for a moment or two. What is the correct tactics here? We are slowly reaching the end of this game. So we can take a moment for this life and death problem. Black cannot play like this because if white gets an eye, black doesn't have liberties to play Atari from the outside. So this move would work only if we have an outside liberty. If we don't, then we need to take this T2. It's a crucial point, vital point. If white plays like this, then actually we are happy because we get a big eye, and for sure we will have more liberties than white, very easily. Like even if we don't make Seki there, we have just more liberties. Yes. So of course 4 should be here, but still black has more liberties. So we can play like this. But can white do some trick here? No, white cannot. What white can do is this Kosumi. This is a good move, which leads to a Ko. This Ko is not a good news for black, but black can play here first and then here. And now white cannot start the Ko directly. If white plays here, black captures. Then white plays a threat. Black answers. White recaptures. But this is a two-step call, so it's much easier for black to find threats. Let's say black plays here. It's still a call. White plays a threat. What is bigger? Probably it's better to. I don't know. Maybe to play here is better. Then black plays this one and this one. So black gets 3 moves in a row. So this might be already a sufficient compensation. Or differently, let's say white plays here. Wait, how is it? White plays here. And then black might play this move. White starts a call, and then where is white's threat? Does white have a threat? Actually, I'm afraid that white does. This is a threat. So this is not a good idea. We cannot destroy the co threats with one move. Unless we play here. But then still, white will have threats. Yes, so we cannot destroy co threats. But we should just take this chance to play 3 moves on the outside. It's much better to finish with a two-step call and not with a direct call. But in the game, black didn't play like we said initially like this, but black also didn't play this exchange. Instead, black started with Hane, and this was unreasonable because this Hane doesn't give anything, doesn't give black anything. Now still we need to connect because this doesn't work. And this means that we end up with a one-step call. But even worse than that one-step call because white already has an additional stone on the outside. So white captures the stones, and this is a terrible result for black. Black barely lived. White got a lot on the outside. These will likely die. These are also not too strong, and white is super powerful on the bottom. So this looks like game over. Black still tries to live with that group, but also fails. Maybe it was possible to live with this move. Right? This Hane is a good Tesuji with which we can likely live. Hopefully you can live. But anyway, it's anyway very bad for black. So I think that in this game, both players got a bit too excited about this fight, too engaged in this trying to split the opponent and to connect our stones. Neither two white stones nor two black stones were particularly important because they were not really disconnecting any other groups which could be anyhow attacked. They were not connected to taking any territory on a side. So black could just ignore this situation now, and this would be the best idea. If white fights, then we also fight. But like this, black started a fight, and well, white also could play calmly. Then in the end, it was a very complicated fight, but finally white managed. If black played here, then it's also not clear because now if black plays on the right side, white might try this geta. Actually, this simply works, right? This is a famous geta, the huge geta against an empty triangle. I guess you saw it in your lives. If black tries to run from such a geta, there is this oyotoshi, shortage of liberties. So this famous geta works, which means that black would need to answer on the outside, and then white can play here. So probably white will also manage to win this capturing race. Unless black plays somehow differently with 1 and 3 to take away white's liberties. But these are not guaranteed to work. Anyway, in the game it went like this, then black died and resigned. So this is it about this game, and we will move to the next one.